On November 18, 1945, two former adversaries met in the historic town of Jalta: British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin, and U.S. President Harry S. Truman gathered to discuss the fate of a post-war Europe and the world. Little did they know that on that very day, in a secluded Moscow workshop, a young engineer named Mikhail Kalashnikov was sketching out a weapon that would soon challenge the balance of power they were establishing. The world after 1945 was a fragile place, teetering on the edge of a new kind of conflict. The Grand Alliance that had defeated fascism splintered, giving way to the Cold War. Two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, stared each other down across a divided Europe and a world full of ideological battlegrounds. For the Soviets, the lessons of World War II were burned into their national consciousness. The sheer scale of the conflict, the need to arm millions of soldiers and partisans, demanded a new kind of weapon. They needed a firearm that wasn't just powerful, but universally accessible. It's reliable under any condition and simple enough to be produced in staggering numbers. The old bolt-action rifles were obsolete. Submachine guns, while effective in close quarters, lacked range. The Soviets needed a rifle that could bridge this gap, a weapon that could equip an entire army with a standardized tool of war. From this necessity, a singular rifle emerged, one that would become an emblem of not just a nation, but of rebellion, revolution, and resistance across the globe. It would be a firearm so ubiquitous that its silhouette is recognizable to nearly everyone. This is the story of the rifle that changed the world, the AK-47. In the early 1940s, as the German army swept across Europe, the Soviet Union realized it needed a new kind of weapon. Something that could match the German MP-43, later renamed the STG-44. A rifle that combined the firepower of a machine gun with the range of a traditional rifle. Backed by massive Nazi Germany's industrial might, the STG-44 packed a punch and was engineered to intimidate. Soviet engineers saw this as a threat and started working on a design that could compete. Then came the pivotal moment when Soviet troops captured a German STG-44. It wasn't just a trophy, it was a blueprint for change. Soviet engineers got to work on their own version of this groundbreaking firearm. The AK-47 wouldn't just follow the Germans' lead, it would improve upon it. The quest to create a new rifle for the Soviet army was a hot competition. Engineers from across the USSR submitted their designs, each vying for the chance to arm the Red Army. Kalashnikov was just one of many contestants in this high-stakes game. His early submission, the AK-46, impressed some, but it wasn't quite ready for the big leagues. The judges wanted more reliability, more durability. Undeterred, Kalashnikov went back to the drawing board. What sets Kalashnikov's story apart is that he was unpart of the elite engineering class that dominated Soviet design bureaus. He was a self-taught engineer, a champion of innovation over convention. This put him at a disadvantage, but also gave him a unique perspective. He approached the design with a soldier-esque common sense, and his lack of formal training pushed him to simplify, to make the rifle as easy to use and maintain as possible. When the revised design, the AK-47, finally hit the range for trials in 1947, it stood out not just for its performance, but for its straightforward design. The judges were looking for the best, and Kalashnikov knew that the competition was fierce. So he made sure that his rifle not only performed flawlessly, but was also easy to understand and operate. The competition was stiff, but the AK-47 triumphed. Its victory wasn't just about outperforming the others. It was about offering the right solution to the challenges facing the Soviet army. It was a rifle that was built to withstand the toughest conditions, designed to be mass-produced and engineered to be as simple as it was effective. In the following years, the AK-47 became the backbone of the Soviet military and then spread across the globe. And yet, despite its global reach, there are still plenty of myths surrounding this iconic rifle. Many believe that the AK-47 jammed when dirt or water entered the barrel. However, this is not true. What actually happens is that the rifle requires a bit more cleaning when used in these conditions. But if you take care of your weapon, it will take care of you. Others say that the AK-47 was originally designed for soldiers with small hands. Again, this is not accurate. The rifle was designed to be ergonomic and functional for soldiers of various sizes. In fact, the AK-47 is known for being one of the most reliable and durable rifles ever created. It's been used in countless conflicts across the world and has proven itself time and again to be a powerful and effective weapon. So next time you hear someone claiming that the AK-47 is inaccurate or unreliable, remember that this is not true. The AK-47 is a powerful and precise rifle that has earned its place in history. Mikhail Kalashnikov's work didn't just stop at the AK-47. Throughout his career, he designed and refined several iterations of this iconic rifle, each building on the strengths of its predecessor. The AKM, introduced in the late 1950s, was a lighter and more compact version of the original. It featured a chrome-lined barrel and receiver, improving corrosion resistance and durability. The AK-74, developed in the 1970s, was designed for special forces and PAR,